I'm just gonna kind of get in my zone, give everybody a couple minutes to get on here. I'm wearing my t-shirt from France. Super cute. I'll show you. Just in honor of Joan today, we've got the super cute t-shirt. Okay. So. Okay, so we're essentially dealing with a kid here. I mean, this is legit. I don't care what the hell she was doing. She was a baby. So the first thing that's coming through for me here is the childhood. This is pre I'm psychic, let's go fight wars, Joan. This is oh, so they didn't speak like today's French, or there's a dialect here that I'm unaware of. It's almost like a different language. It's weird. I mean, it's French, but it's like, I don't know, some kind of weird dialect or some kind of ancient, quote unquote, ancient French here. So she's little, dirty. Ooh, Jesus. As Auntie passes judgment. Filthy kid. I mean, this kid's filthy. I hate to say this, but these people, they smelled. She was never, from what I can see, particularly close to her parents. Strange kid. Very weird kid. Just weird. I mean, weird in general. This wasn't like I was normal and then one day I saw some saints in the garden and you know, here we are. She was always a little weirdo. She always wanted people to pay attention to her. She played weird games. I'm getting this as well. She played weird, I don't know what this is, but this is like, she played weird games. Like she played games that nobody wanted to play, or like in her head. The parents knew she was weird. The parents didn't feel connected to her. I mean, this is weird. This is a very disjointed, connected family. If there are brothers and sisters, I don't see any, quite frankly, but they seem to be away from her. So they're either older and gone, or they're dead, or they don't want to have anything to do with her, or they're living with other relatives or something. There's something here where she's just alone. Yeah, the lighting's not great. I don't know why I always do this to myself. I really have to get my life together as far as the lighting goes. Yeah, she's a weird kid. She's weird. She's got weird vibes. Like, I wouldn't want to mess with her, quite honestly. She was always trying to, this is weird. She's trying to tell like animals or insects what to do. This is weird. I don't know what this is. She's like telling, like, you know, like the cow, go over there. Or the bees, you know, leave me alone, or go to that flower, like weird stuff. This maybe is the game she played, because she played weird games. That's what I keep getting. She played very bizarre games. I gotta say this. I'm not in love with this chick's energy. I'm not in love with that at all, actually. I'm feeling like I need to really like protect myself. I mean, I did the whole, you know, but like I'm feeling not well. I'm feeling not well. I'm actually feeling not comfortable with her. It's really weird, like jangly energy. I think that she eventually gets out of it a little bit as she gets older, but like this is, I don't want to touch this shit. She was very I think always, from what I'm getting, like super hyper focused on good, bad, right, wrong, evil, you know, like demons, angels, like super focused on this stuff for some reason. So it was like a fetish of hers, which is really interesting. I mean, really, it was a fetish. She fetishized a lot of religious stuff. I am not comfortable reading on this broad. So how did you get from A to B? That's what I want to see. No, she was always weird. She was just always weird, and then really started to fetishize all this religious stuff. She used to have these dreams, these weird, like this is weird. This is like an aspiration of hers. Like, I'm gonna, you know, lead some religious holy war. I mean, this is like delusions of grandeur, quite frankly, that she sort of solidified. So, but going into like young stuff, there seems to be one or two fits. I don't think it's epilepsy, although it looks like it to me. But I see her just twice. I just see this twice. So I don't know if this is, I'm just seeing twice or if it only happened twice, but I'm seeing one thing where she's in a field or something, because it's like dirt, it's like plowed dirt or something. Yeah, it's like a field or something. I don't know what this is, or maybe a farmyard. I don't know, but she falls over. I see her, and she's little. She's maybe 7 or 8, and she just bites it, like out of nowhere. It's like the balance was gone and she was down. And they called it a fit. I don't know if it actually was a fit, but they called it a fit. And then I see it happening again. She's a little bit older, closer to 12, same shit. But this time she's out somewhere. She's out and about somewhere, maybe in a village. It looks like in a village because there's like people around. And I think she's with her father, who seems to be older or just looks like hell. I can't tell which. I mean, these are not like clean, smart people. Like they're really not. Like they're just not. And she sort of like, I see her in a doorway of something. It must have been in a shop or visiting somebody or something. And she just sags into this doorway. And they kind of like grab her. It's almost like a fainting spell, I want to say. It could be a fainting spell. It's almost like a blackout. The first one, I would have said seizure. But the second one looks like blackout. Even though seizure, I don't see her seizing, but it's like she just goes over. She just bites the dust. I'm only seeing this twice though. And in the second one, she's older. Again, she's older. She sags against this doorway. They're coming out of somewhere. The dad is, I tell you, the guy looks old. He looks really old. Gotta be the dad, right? Grandpa? I don't know. I'm seeing this. I'm like, I'm literally seeing a picture of this. And she is... Actually, I think she always like dressed as a boy, because I don't see her dressed any other way, quite honestly. But there's kind of like a tunic thing going on here. I don't know. It's not cute. I'm critiquing the fashion of what, the 1400s, 13, 14. Anyway, she sags against this doorway, and the dad like grabs her really quick and like looks around like, did anybody see that? And he's kind of like, walk, walk, walk. She does appear to be walking, but she can't see anything. She doesn't know where she is. So she's not unconscious. She's not unconscious, but it's almost like for a minute she's just gone. She can't see in front of her, because I see him like directing her where to walk, and she can kind of drunkenly put one foot in front of the other. It's muddy too, by the way, really muddy. And she can't really see anything. She's completely disoriented, blurry vision. I don't know what I'm describing here, so if anybody has an idea of what this is, go ahead and pop it in the chat. But I see a blurry vision. She's only looking down, so she's not looking up. You know what I mean? Like out this way, she's looking like kind of like down, like I gotta keep my eyes on the road type stuff. But I only see these two fits. I only see two. So I don't know if this was, if this again only happened twice or what. She always knew she was destined. She had a destiny. She knew this. But she, again, it's tied up with this weird religious fetishism. So she could have had a destiny doing something else. She kind of directed it toward this religious fetish bent, which actually, this is crazy, which actually is why she ended up being a martyr. Like, she could have been something else. She could have been a contender. I've been quoting Marlon Brando for like 3 days straight. She could have been something else, but she directed it. But she always knew she had this big destiny. She knew it. But it looks like she wanted to be a martyr. It looks like she was interested in, you know, let me throw myself on the you know, funeral pyre. Like, let me, like, you know, immolate myself. Like, I want to die for something, which is weird because when I jump ahead to her trial, she's like, well, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's really weird. It's almost like, oh gosh, I wonder if she was like a split personality or something. Because I feel this in her. I don't like reading on her. I will tell you this right now. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. She has some real janky, weird, jangly, funky energy. She took on a lot of weird habits, weird energies. She also, and this is weird, but I'm getting this, she wanted to be a man. She flat out wanted to be a man. And I don't know if this is because she was transgender, or if she was like, men clearly have more advantages, or she wanted to go fight in the wars, or what it was, but she wanted to be a man. Like, with everything in her, she was like, being a girl is bullshit. She didn't like having a period. She, but she didn't often get it. This girl did not have a lot to eat. Like, her whole life, she didn't really have that much to eat, it looks like. I don't know if they were, you know, lean years or what, because I see the parents, like, they have enough food. So I don't know, maybe she starved herself. Shit, maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but I see her, like, not having the period consistently because of her weight. This is weird. This is the weirdest fucking reading, dude. I don't like reading on her. I mean, she's not, like, as bad as Trump, but she's not great, man. She could have, what I'm seeing here, she could have actually diagnosed illnesses. Like, she could have been like a medical intuitive almost. I mean, she would have been labeled a witch, but she had the ability to diagnose people. It disappeared after a while, so she didn't carry it with her whole entire life, but for the majority of it, she had the ability to look at somebody and say, you've got this here, you've got that there, you've got this here. But she found it useless. It was absolutely useless to her. It was not, because she couldn't cure. She wanted to be Jesus. I mean, this girl was just a fucking religious lunatic. She wanted, if she couldn't lay hands on you, what's the point in having a medical, you know, diagnostic intuitive ability? There's no point. She was very quick to dismiss things. Stupid, no point. You know, this is dumb, this is that. She didn't dwell on things. She wasn't overly emotional. In fact, it's almost like she has no emotions the way I'm reading on her. I don't ever see her crying. I don't really see her laughing. I don't see her having fun. I don't see her having a good time. I see her incredibly solemn. She cried a lot as a baby. This is a good fucking reading. It's a good fucking reading, dude. I'm locked in, but fuck, I don't like it. It's not like it's messing with me or anything. I mean, I'm not going to have to, like, go sage myself, but I'm just like, ugh, this energy does not mesh with mine at all. But she cried a lot as a baby. She had colic. That's what it was. She had colic. The mom's milk was, quote unquote, sour. So I don't know what's up with that. There was something wrong with the mom's milk. There was something wrong there. So she cried a lot as a baby. But she, again, yes, she did not like having a period. She didn't like being a female. She didn't like anything that came with it. She never wanted to get married. You know, she saw pregnancy as a burden, and an undue burden at that. So she was like, that's not my road, not doing it. So there's this whole thing where this is really interesting. She literally just kind of said, anything female, anything feminine, I'm not interested. So while she was saying, you know, they dressed her as a boy because they had to and all this stuff, she actually really enjoyed it. She really enjoyed it. She was like, this is living. This is living. Wearing pants is great. It's weird because she wanted power, but then she also felt like she was evil for wanting power, but then she took the power anyway, and I'm seeing that very clearly. So okay, this is weird. This is weird. So she wanted power. She felt that it was wrong and bad and horrible. I'm telling you, this one had a total sense of like bad, 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 good, good, good. She had a sense that it was bad that she wanted this power. So she, in effect, gave herself this power and gave herself immense power with the king and stuff and leading these wars, which is what she wanted. This was an ambition of hers, but she couched it in this kind of like religious fetishism. So it was like, it's okay to take the power now. This lady tap danced to make herself either very, very good or very, very bad in her own mind. So, and I see her punishing herself. I mean, I see this, and I don't know how she would do it. And maybe that's where the starvation came in, but and it was like, oh, this is weird, man. She had some kind of OCD, because I see herself going, and it might have been really, really mild, but I see her kind of going, oh, you didn't do this, so now you have to punish yourself. This was one of the games she would play as a kid. I see this. I see what this is. Okay, I got it. Yeah. She would say, oh, well, you didn't, I don't know what. You didn't jump over the crack, right? Because that's like something people do, right? You didn't jump over the crack. Now you have to, say the Hail Mary 17 times. Shit like that. Shit like that. Those were the games she would play. It was always about punishment and divine punishment, and if you didn't do a certain thing, you got punished. If you did do a certain thing right, then you could have an extra carrot, a weird reward and demand and like enforced privation, really weird. Never bathed. This person never bathed. I mean, what did she have, like 20 baths in her life? Like, my God. But it's just all over the place. This is weird. So she's showing me excrement. Or I'm being shown, because she's not present at all. But what is this? I don't know what this is. There's something weird about this. I don't know if she didn't shit herself. Nope, not even when she had the fits, the fainting spells, whatever they were. But there's something weird here, or maybe she thought it was inherently evil, or she didn't like it because it was dirty, or one of the punishments could have been like, smear cow excrement on yourself, something. There's something weird about shit. And it was like part of a bad thing, an evil thing. Like, she was weird. This chick was fucking bizarre. Really strange. But she seemed to grow out of that. So this wasn't something she was doing at the age of, 17 or 16 even. She seemed to grow out of some of these really weird habits that she had. It's almost like I don't want to say she became another person entirely, but in her early childhood, she had the strangest habits. These weird, like I said, played weird games, these strange habits. And then it's almost like she changed. So I'm going up to this vision that she had, right? And I'm trying to see what's going on here. Okay, so it happened during one of these spells. She fell over. She fell right over. She was out. So she's like semi-conscious during these. It's really weird because, again, I'm seeing like she has visions during these fucking spells. Weird shit. This was a vision because of a spell. She wasn't just like, oh, la la la, I'm, digging up celery or whatever. This was like, I'm doing something, and then I feel this, almost like my head is like, it's weird. My head is, oh, this is weird. It's tightening at the same time that it feels like it's expanding. So it feels like it's like pushing in on itself. At the same time, it feels like it's opening really, really wide, way wider than it should be. It feels like right here on either side, it's like tightening. And then, but then somehow it feels like from here out, it's opening. It's a really fucked up sensation. It's really weird. I'm not in love with it. I guess she would call it a headache. I don't know what she actually called it, but I think some kind of term like a headache, but it wasn't. I mean, so this feeling happens as she's standing doing something, or she's actually kneeling. And then she goes over. And I see her. This is weird. It's almost like there's two hers. So it looks like one is actually down on her side. And then the other one is kind of crawling up, like trying to like pull herself up front ways, like from the front. So she looks up, and then she sees these glowing figures. It looks like she might have been looking at the sun maybe, but it looks like she's got tracers, and this could be a complete hallucination during this fit. It may not, you know what I mean? I don't know, because the first fit, this is so weird. The first fit or the second one I should say, in the village, she had blurry vision. So I'm not sure if this was a complete hallucination or if she's trying to pull herself up and she's seeing sunlight, but like, you know, or the sun that's sort of separated into three separate things, because I'm seeing these three glowing things. There's no faces, there's no bodies, there's nothing there. It's just these three, like almost hourglass shaped. So it was kind of like this, and it would go in and then come out, and then there was one here and it would go in and come out. So you could see that it could be like a person shape. It could be a person shape, but she sees these three things. And after this, it's like she changes the habits, the weird little habits that she had. The religious fervor got much more pronounced. The fetishism got much more pronounced. But the weird habits, or the almost like I would say, like the OCD almost behavior, seemed to almost entirely cease at this point. This is the weirdest reading I've ever done. This is like the most very bizarre, weirdest reading I've ever done. I will tell you this: she never saw faces on these people.
Hey guys, to check out the rest of this reading, which ran about an hour and a half, you can head on over to Patreon to that High Priestess tier. You not only get this video, you get everything on that tier and all the tiers below it that have ever been made. So you can get all the deep dives, the 45 deep dive, the Jesus deep dive, the Mary deep dive, the Salem Witch deep dives. You get all the drunk tarots from here. So if you want to go check that out, please do. The link is in the box, and I'll see you on Patreon. Champagne.